Greetings my dears, in love and light. Thank you so much for being a Patreon supporter. This video is for you. 11 signs you're becoming your higher self. So this is not a totally comprehensive list because there's lots of signs you're becoming your higher self. But what does that even mean? It means that we're meeting head on the challenges in this lifetime. We're learning the lessons they bring and we're sailing on the waves of life. And it's feeling good. We don't mind what happens because we know that we can deal with anything and we're manifesting wonderful things as we go. So this is what the higher self wants for us really, is to become more and more like our higher self. Because one day each of us will become our higher self. That's enough to mess with your mind. We're moving towards becoming our higher selves because our higher self is in a different dimension of time. So it all goes on like that. And then the new higher self that you become can send out other personalities into other realities. But I won't go into all of that. That's what's believed anyway. Okay, so number one on signs you're becoming your higher self is that you're releasing resistance and starting to really accept what is. Now, as I said, it's great to just ride the wave of life. If we're resisting what's going on, if we're resisting those negative things that happen in our life, we're causing more negative energy for ourselves. Resistance is negative emotion. For example, there might be an event coming up that I don't want to go to, and I feel this feeling of dread and I can't be bothered, and that's resistance. I'm resisting that event. And then you ask yourself, why am I resisting that? How can I help that and make it better? But the first thing to do is just release that resistance. Acceptance is the opposite to resistance. Accept this event is coming, accept that you're going, and then already a lot of the negative emotion melts away because now we're accepting that's happening. So we're coming from a place of yes rather than coming from a place of no, and then we can take action to either not go or go and make it better for ourselves. So you see, releasing that no, horrible feeling towards anything that happens and instead accepting that it's happening. Okay, can be hard to do, but accepting it's happening, and then we're coming from a place of, okay, how can I deal with that more easily and make it better for myself? Okay, number two on signs that you're becoming your higher self is letting go of unnecessary attachment. So things in our reality, we can't take them with us when we go over. Everything in this reality, well, apart from other people and consciousnesses and animals, they're physical. And we can't take them when we go over. And if we are very attached to things in this lifetime, it means that we're putting our mental well-being on them. We're attaching our happiness to things, and things can change and things can come and go in our life. So if we have a lot of attachment, we're attaching our mental well-being and happiness to those things. If we feel like we don't mind, yes, I have certain things in my life. Yes, I have certain roles in my life. I have a job I might be attached to. I have certain possessions I might be attached to. A car that I'm attached to. A certain project or a piece of art that I'm creating that I'm very attached to. But by releasing some of that attachment, we realize that our mental well-being need not be dependent on those outcomes, on those things going right and being in our reality. So then we're not giving our power away to things we're attached to, and we retain our power within. Number three on ways to know you're becoming your higher self is that you're feeling like you're transcending this 3D reality. Have you ever had that feeling where you look around and think, goodness me, what is all this? Why are people doing things like that? Why is there a dirty, rotten mess over there? Rubbish here and there? Why are certain systems in place that are quite oppressive? Why is there surveillance everywhere? Why are certain people behaving in such a negative way? Why can't they realise more love? Why are world leaders fighting it out a lot of the time? So you see these things going on in a 3D reality, and you're starting to really, well, because of your spiritual awakening, you're seeing through so much of this stuff, and you wish you could wave a magic wand and just fix things and make the world a happier, brighter place. Now the thing is, subconsciously, you know that reality could be so much better if you weren't being held back. And it's a sign that you're becoming your higher self, that you can see a better way forward. And your vibration is raising so much because you're becoming lined up with your higher self, that it causes this dissonance between you and this 3D reality. So energetically, you can feel this dissonance, like a frustration. You're out of alignment with the 3D reality because your vibration is rising that much higher. Number 4 on ways to know you're becoming your higher self is that you're better able to assert your wants and needs. So some of us have in our lifetimes become people pleasers a bit, and we want to do everything right to please other people, and oftentimes putting others way before our own needs. Now, it's great to be service to others orientated, but it's really important to take care of the self too, so that we can help others. So if you're able to assert your wants and needs a bit more, instead of, for example, letting other people decide what's happening, letting others make the decisions, letting others tell you what's best for you and what you should do, or criticizing you, it shows that you're becoming more like your higher self if you're able to assert your wants and needs with confidence, knowing that it's your right to do so. Number 5 on ways to tell that you're becoming your higher self is that perhaps you're becoming intolerant to certain foods or substances, or allergic even, or a bit sensitive to things. So for example, some people are becoming a bit sensitive to the chlorine in water, or even to sounds and things like that. The hearing is becoming quite sensitive. You might be suffering from hay fever and having allergies and intolerances come on, like wheat intolerance or dairy intolerance or eggs or something like that. Now, as you do your spiritual work on your spiritual path, your vibration is rising. So as I say, you're becoming a 4th density being. And this can put you out of alignment with the 3rd density, which you're still residing within currently. We are moving. But that can cause a rejection of the 3D reality. And our physical body starts to say, no, I'm not tolerating those substances anymore, because your DNA is altering and your vibration is rising, and we just can't process that stuff anymore. So then we need to put measures in place to eliminate certain things from our diet. We think about how we can accommodate these new feelings, these new sensitivities and intolerances, and make it better for ourselves. Number 6 on ways to know you're becoming your higher self is that you're becoming more psychic and experiencing the clairs more. So you may be becoming more clairvoyant. That's clear seeing, so images in the mind's eye. Clairaudient, so you might be hearing sounds or voices in the mind, perhaps from the spirit. Claircognizant, so that's a sense of knowing, receiving messages, a sense of just knowing what the answers are, knowing some meaning. Or clairsentient, where you feel emotions of others, so it's a lot like being an empath, but you're feeling, receiving emotions and feelings from spirit. Now, these spiritual senses, psychic senses, are of the higher self, are of the 4th density. It shows you're getting closer to your higher self as your ascension continues, and these abilities that we're supposed to have are coming on strong now, and you might be noticing them more and more. Number 7 on ways to know you're becoming your higher self is that manifesting can be getting a bit easier for you now, because you're starting to really realise your power and your potential, and developing a stronger belief in your manifesting abilities, that you can have a quick daydream about something wonderful that you'd like to experience in your life and how great it feels, and then hey presto, it manifests in your reality sometime after. That's a great way to do it, by the way, is to have a quick daydream with lots of emotions and just imagine what something will be like. So we know we're getting closer to becoming our higher self as we get the hang of manifesting more and more. Number 8 on ways to know you're becoming your higher self is that you're starting to have a lot more self-acceptance, accepting everything about yourself, no matter what. And if we come from a place of acceptance of everything about ourselves, there's no more resistance about aspects of ourselves. So it's accepting everything because we realize we are a unique, infinite, wondrous being. So let's say I didn't like my hair or something, I would accept that about myself. It's a choice. I choose now to perceive that differently and accept that about me. I cannot be perfect by society standards, and I accept that. I might resist an aspect of self that I have trouble sleeping at night. I have insomnia. Instead of getting angry with that, disliking myself, being frustrated about that, I accept that that's what's happening. And oftentimes when we release that resistance, things become a lot easier. Oftentimes it's that resistance that keeps us awake because we're not listening to our subconscious mind that's overactive and needs healing and keeping us awake. If we accept, yes, I have insomnia, and how can I work with that? How can I help myself feel better and calm my subconscious mind and heal the traumas within that are keeping me awake? Then it allows us to go to sleep easier because the subconscious mind feels nurtured and supported rather than rejected and rejected some more. As well as that, things like giving up smoking. If we accept that we're smoking, accepting that smoking is happening, it's easier to give up rather than constantly resisting and saying no, no, no to it. We accept it's happening, and then it's more of a choice to give up. So these are quick fire ones now. Number 9 on ways to know that you're becoming a higher self is that you're feeling more generous. So generosity is a sign that we have love for everyone and everything, and that we can give without expectation of return. It's a sign of love and spreading love around, and the higher self is all about love. Number 10 on ways to know you're becoming your higher self is that you feel empowered and you're not feeling like a victim anymore because you realize your infinite potential. So you're feeling empowered to manifest anything you want in reality, and you're passing that on to others, and it's rubbing off on other people all the time because they see how empowered you are with your own personal love energy, with your own high vibration and optimism for the future. You've done a lot of your inner work and healing. You're progressing along your spiritual path, and that's very empowering. So we need not have any kind of victim mentality anymore in any situation. And number 11 on how to know you're becoming your higher self is that you're transcending all those fears. We just know that life is a journey of learning and experience, and we don't mind what happens because we can deal with the challenges as they come and manifest lots of good times too. So the higher self, it doesn't have lots of fears. It's a purpose of us in this lifetime to be confronted with various fears and to learn how we react to them, learn ways to deal with these things. So by transcending fears, we're limiting that low vibrational energy that's hampering our ascension because we want to become a high vibrational being. So facing fears, examining them, tracing them to their root cause and why you're afraid of certain things helps you to shine a light on those reasons and then heal them, understand why you feel fearful of certain things, and examine it with a new point of view and rectify it, and then you can heal those fears and become closer to becoming your higher self. So I hope you found that useful today on signs you're becoming your higher self. I'm sending you lots of love indeed, and I wish you a lovely week.